My friends, I know how vain it is to gild a grief with words, but I wish to take from every grave its fear. Here in this world where life and death are equal kings, all should be brave enough to meet what all have met. The future has been filled with fear, stained and polluted by the heartless past. From the wondrous tree of life, the buds and blossoms fall with ripened fruit. And in the common bed of earth, patriarchs and babes sleep side by side. Why should we fear that which will come to all that is? We cannot tell. We do not know which is the greatest blessing, life or death. We cannot say that death is not good. We do not know whether the grave is the end of this life or the door of another, or whether the night here is not somewhere else at dawn. Neither can we tell which is the more fortunate, the child dying in his mother's arms before his lips have learned to form a word, or he who journeys all the length of life's uneven road, painfully taking the last painful steps with staff and crutch. Every cradle asks us whence, and every grave whither. The poor barbarian weeping above his dead can answer the question as intelligently and as satisfactorily as the robed priest of the most authentic creed. The tearful ignorance of the one is as consoling as the learned and unmeaning words of the other. No man standing where the horizon of a life has touched a grave has any right to prophesy a future filled with pain and tears. It may be that death gives all there is of worth to life. If those who press and strain against our hearts could never die, perhaps that love would wither from the earth. Maybe a common faith trods from out the paths between our hearts, the weeds of selfishness, and I should rather live and die where death is king than have eternal life where love is not. Another life is vain unless we know again those who love us here. They who stand with breaking hearts around this little grave have no fear. The largest and the noblest faith in all that is and is to be tells us that death is at worst only perfect rest. We know that through the common wants of life, the needs and duties of each hour, their grief will lessen day by day, until at last these graves will be, for them, a place of rest and peace and almost joy. For them there is this consolation: the dead do not suffer. If they live again, their lives will surely be as good as ours. We have no fear. We are all children of the same mother, and the same fate awaits us all. We too have our religion, and it is this: help for the living, hope for the dead.
At the conclusion of the eloquent oration, the little coffin was deposited in its last resting place, covered with flowers.